Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over some cueing for stretching the hip flexors. This is one that I think a lot of people become confused on. So right now you can see that I'm kind of sticking my butt out and dropping my tummy. When I'm in this position, I'm actually robbing myself of the stretch in my hip flexor. So you can see now, I'm squeezing the glutes and tucking the tail. You can see my pants are wrinkled up over my glute, and I've got my hand on my tummy as well because I'm using my abs to lift my hip bone. I'm thinking about bringing the hip bone up towards my lowest rib as I tuck the tail. Now that I'm engaged, I want to start thinking about my femur. My femur is the thigh bone, and I want to think about the direction that that is going. So I've just made a C shape with my hand, and I'm placing my hand just below the cleft of the glute onto my thigh. And what I'm doing is I'm imagining the head of the femur going down at this diagonal angle. I'm thinking about almost as if I want to lay the top of my thigh flat onto the mat. Now that my glutes and abs are engaged, I want to also begin to think about pushing my legs away. Everything that I'm doing here is goal-oriented. So I'm thinking about that back leg extending further and further back. I'm using my glute. I'm really pushing my knee into the floor, pushing against the floor in order to get even more stretch, even more leverage against my hip flexor. So let's just take a quick look at what happens if I'm doing this stretch improperly, if I'm sticking my backside out and all that I'm getting here is a back stretch. You can see the glute is smooth, which means I'm not tucking the tail, I'm not engaged, and I'm basically just using my back to lean backward, to arch backward. No, no, no. I want to use my glutes to pull myself lower. And again, my abs are engaged, and that's helping me to tuck the tail. When I'm tucking the tail, I'm shortening the glute, which means I'm contracting it, I'm engaging it, and I'm pulling myself into this stretch, getting a deep, deep stretch through my hip flexors. The biggest takeaway that I want to leave you with here is engagement. It's very, very much about engaging the glutes in order to tuck the tail, in order to oppose the tightness of the hip flexors. Keep your abs on. That takes the stretch out of your back so that you can find a stretch through the hip flexors. Just remember, if you're sticking your butt out, your hip flexors are getting short and they're not stretching.
These tutorials do not replace or negate professional individualized instruction and are for entertainment purposes only. Always consult your doctor before beginning a new exercise regimen. Okay, thanks, bye!